Alrighty guys, let's get right into this video. The Milwaukee Bucks took on the Washington Wizards for the second time this year and dropped the second game as they lose 115-86. Now, this game was really ugly for Milwaukee, and it had poor shooting written all over it, poor turnovers written all over it, and poor boxing out written all over it. Washington didn't have to bring anything extremely special. In fact, they were without backcourt shooting guard Bradley Beal, who is arguably, along with Wall, one of the best backcourts, if not the best backcourt in the NBA. So to lose a game without that kind of star caliber player on your team, it's kind of disappointing. But regardless, it was still a winnable game for both teams, and well, the Bucks just did not have it tonight as they deproved to 5-6, and the Wizards improved to be above 500 at 5-4. I could bring up statistics for the Bucks, but I don't think it's going to display anything. The numbers were just flat out disappointing. The most shots taken for a single player would be 13 for Giannis, who made 3 of those field goals. The next would be Chris Middleton, who took 12, made 6, scored a team high 14, but 14 points by a single player is just not going to win a game in this league unless you're the Spurs. But this Milwaukee team is not the San Antonio Spurs. With that being said, the Bucks allowed another plus 100-point game for the defense, and for a team that's really relied heavily on their defense in years past, quote last year where we went 500, you can't allow that. And they allowed that. And they lost. Now, I know I'm going to get even more hate for this, but I think the only bright spot was Michael Carter-Williams. Sure, he started 1 for 5. Sure, he had 3 turnovers and 0 assists. 3 turnovers and 0 assists at one point, and that is a strict reference out of somebody I saw comment on a Facebook page. But with that being said, he ended the game a solid 50% and scoring 12 points and a rebound on 10 shots. No assists and turnovers for our starting point guard. It's not going to win games, but again, it was just an all-around poor team effort. You could see it when the Bucks came back and they trailed by 6 in the third quarter. Now, it was a manageable little comeback. They could have came back to that and put on a little run, but they didn't do that, and instead allowed poor defense on their part to allow great offense on Washington's part. After another failed box out on the defensive end, Chris Humphries was fouled, shot 2 free throws, and from there on, it was Washington all the way. Losing by this margin is not going to help at all for a team that looks to go in against Cleveland on Thursday on national TV to try to put themselves back at 500. It's tough. It's the NBA. You're on a 3-game road game trip, but you got to do it. You got to live through. You got to soldier through. That's what you got to do. I think this team can do it. I think this team will do it. Look for a win on Thursday against the Cavs. Quote me there. Regardless, there was nothing really special about this game. In fact, it was actually deflating. I mean, you could look at a couple facts. Rashad Vaughn played, scoring 5 points on a 1 for 4 field goal shooting. He had a 3, but, I mean, besides that, no one really stepped up. And I've tried to avoid this for as long as possible, but guess who had the best shooting percentage as far as shots taken? Everyone want to take a guess? It was my man Grievous Vasquez. Went 5 for 7 from the field and scored 12 points in 19 minutes. Stop hating on Vasquez. He's going to get better. Deal with it. Shot's going to come back. Deal with it. He's in a slump. Deal with it. Final score 115-86. Bucks are with Cleveland Thursday, as I said earlier. And look for the win. Thanks, guys.
It's fun. It's fun. It's
E-dubs.
It's
fun in this world we live in. Yeah, chilling with the homies, smoking loud in the kitchen. People just mad cause I'm flyer than a pigeon. People just mad cause I made it when they didn't. But soon enough, none of